I don't always feel like talking. A lot of the time I don't necessarily feel like talking. I don't particularly like having a camera on me, although that's probably not the right way to like kind of start these things, but like, I don't know, food programmes that I've been watching lately kind of build up again the compulsion to chat about stuff. And basically, like, I was watching this documentary series on Netflix called Losers, and it was really, really fascinating because basically it was people that have reached highs in their careers, but for whatever reason they've missed the big shot, the big chance that they've had. So one guy being like was a boxer who'd been knocked out in the first round, and then also when he turned pro as well, taken out in fights and stuff. But it was from the abusive childhood that led him into that career from a father that wanted to live everything through him vicariously, and seeing and just the how long it took for this guy to get to the point of where fate actually handed him an out was really fascinating. And there was a number of different people. There was another one that was an ice skater as well, this French black woman, so strong, incredibly technically brilliant. I mean, I don't know not a lot about ice skating, but that definitely came across. And I think, 15 times champion in various different titles and all these different kind of things. To some extent, much of a muchness to me. I'm not a sports person, but I think failure everyone can relate to. And winning, to some extent, you like to think everyone has some kind of experience at some point of knowing what that feels like, even a little bit. And I think they probably made a big impact on me because this week was a shit week, man. It was just one thing after another, culminating in a shit day, Saturday. But even when you feel like shit and you just kind of want to like cry your eyes out, you still got to work, you still got shit to do. So, put some makeup on, put best foot forward, went out to an art fair, go and check out some stuff, see if it's something you want to do or whatever, talk to some artists, got a feel for some things, and then just sat down in this little like Caribbean place, this Jamaican dude's place, just this little, well, it used to be a dump, but he's changed it into this lovely little, like, have a couple of drinks, have some, curried mutton and rice and peas and, soul food, really, Caribbean soul food. So you sit there, and what seemed to be quite a glum time as I synced a couple of red stripes turned into like a really lovely afternoon in the end. Like, I was sitting with these two women, one from Gambia, one from Ghana, tell me about the amount of West Indian people you have over there. I did not know this, especially in Gambia apparently. But I know, when you talk with people that kind of lifts you up. I don't know what kind of things come together to think that this person's having a shit time, I need to do something to bring this person back together, but it seems like that's kind of what happened to me this afternoon. So I only took 2 red stripes and a bit of mutton, a bit of curried mutton to kind of get me back together a bit, make the slow walk back home. That feeling, like kind of also that self-loathing when you've messed up and you're trying and you're trying and you're trying. That reminded me of the ice skater. Like, every time she tried and she tried and she tried and she tried and she got locked out. She was second, she was fifth, she was fourth. Partly it also seemed to be from going her own way as well, and she was strictly told, like, don't do this, don't do that, it's not going to help you, it's not going to go there, it's not what they want to see, blah blah, and she'd do it anyway. So that in itself I kind of respect, because it's like, well, the leap was more important than the title in some ways, but then she'd still be pissed that she didn't get that. So it's like, I think that personality trait in and of itself, the authenticity with intense competition, is something like, that in itself is quite a rare pairing, really, that you see in someone. If you're going to have a fuck it attitude, yet want to win everything, they kind of clash, let go together. But I respect it, But I think there are just times when it just like, work never seems to kind of get you where you want to be, but there's no other way you can go, because it feels like instinctively it's always felt like it's the right path for you, so that's the path you follow, that's the path you walk, and there's not really that much choice in not walking it, because it's for what you've always known and what we've always learned, so you keep taking it forward with various kind of, I don't know, maybe different outfit, maybe different lipstick, different bag, different route, you know what I mean, but it's still always kind of marching forward to the same goal, essentially. So you just like, I don't know, I think it was just one of those weeks where you just had just smacked out of it, and it was just tired, hips aching, you know what I mean, working before the kid wakes up. I actually don't mind. I've trained myself to not mind the early mornings. I actually don't. I find it really peaceful around like 4 or 5 a.m. I find it really peaceful. There's something about everyone asleep and it's quiet. Giving up now. She says that outside, coffee and a fag, like 4:30 in the morning, there's a peace that's just like, it's like nothing stirring. It's before the birds wake up, and it's, the majority of the parties are done, unless it's summertime, and then now and then you can still hear a bass line, but I don't know, like the Oscars have just gone right, and you had Olivia Coleman. That girl is just like, she's such a darling. I don't know, she's got the most beautiful way about her. Soft, generous kind of prettiness and personality, and a quintessential kind of idiosyncrasy, which, well, a lot of comedy stuff anyway. I'm digressed now. But when she was talking about, when she's doing the Success and Sweets and she's talking about her kids watching her, I thought, that was part of the reasons why I started doing this, and was trying to make myself talk about things, or how I felt about things, or about work, or different things that have happened. And because, when the kid's older, I'm not going to be able to relive these again. I'm not going to be able to say how I felt at this time, and I won't remember how I felt at this time, not when I'm 60 or 70 or 50, whatever it is. Maybe even not next year. You don't forget the kind of intimate moments of each day that you've held. You just live them daily. Do you know what I mean? But in the grand narrative of what you live, they kind of fade into an overall mood in the ether, which hopefully is a happy one when you pass, but that is what it is. And you want to leave, I don't know if legacy is the right word, really, that I want to leave for Josh, but I want him to know how much I tried, and how much it would upset me when, you didn't feel you were doing well, you didn't feel you were getting there to be, because I took it seriously, and I take it seriously. And passions like those, I like to think, are so integral to who I am or will be as a mum, to him also growing up, the memories that you have of that person, the way in which I remember my parents, my father now, they're his past and stuff. Do you know what I mean? So whether it's successful or not, although I'd like it to be something that could support my family well, with where my husband could retire and happily would still have an income coming in doing what I love doing, because I would never, art is never something I would choose to retire from. So but you just want to show this was worthwhile, I was worthwhile, this is what I love. I don't know where we're going to be in 20 years from now. Will I be happy? Will I be alive? Will I be sick? I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Will you be here? God, I hope so. But the compulsion to talk came today. I can't really see these coming out necessarily always so regularly, because it usually builds up over a number of things that I've seen or felt or heard, read, whatever, and then, you want to talk. And you lift yourself up. That's when also you put in the colour on. Whether it's a pink lipstick or some gold one-punch shoes, which they are fat. And I deserve those. Those were a nice treat. It was a shit week, but I worked hard, failing and working hard aren't inseparable things. Usually one goes with the other. That's why failing feels so shit, because you tried so hard to get there. I don't know necessarily that I am. It just feels that way today. I think maybe like the book I'm working on as well, in an effort to try and get there in every step I'm kind of taking, it just feels like an extra step is added, because I'm like, oh shit, it's going to need this and it's going to need this element and I've got to put that on. And actually, you know what, you've got to put those ink highlights on afterwards, even though I don't know about the print quality, that would look better if you, because for it to be right means more time, and I only get to do it once and give it out once, and that book will only be there in that effigy, which hopefully won't be a burning one, once. So whatever I produce and at the end of it, then I can safely put that down and then walk on to the next one, next adventure, which to be fair is already pulling me already, because I know what I want to do. That it just needs to be done, I guess. But it's frustrating, and it's the hours and the results, and it has to be worth it. I have to feel good about it. If it's shit, I just can't do it. If it feels like it's shit, I can't put it out. I just can't do it. The time has to be taken for it to be right, and it can, you know, for it to be right justifies the time spent. You know, and I'm always trying to find new ways of trying to negotiate more time that I can spend on things. But, you know, I've done it the hard way when you work yourself into illness. Trying to do so many hours and get so much done, and it's not sustainable. So trying to give myself a bit of give now and then to try and ensure that you maintain, you know, momentum. I find it really hard being a mum sometimes. I want to be the best me all the time, but that's not really realistic to sustain, you know. And I'm too critical of myself to think that I'm that all the time. I'm much more generous with friends than I am with myself, which I think is probably most people. I just want him to be proud. It's funny, isn't it? With a lot of people, I wouldn't give a shit what you think. No offence. You know, I've been doing this for a long time. If you like it or loathe it, it doesn't make any difference to the fact that I'll continue to do it because it's what I do. But it would gut me if you rejected it. But then that's what you do, is, you know, if you do that as a kid, you don't even realise that you're doing it. It's just not their thing. Probably too much weight on that, really. I'm tired and my hips ache. And they've been aching for like the last 3.5 years, babe. What are you going to do? That's labour. So, I better get back to work. Go for the hot water bottle. Can sit down on the bed. Nice heat one hip, the other my back. Go to the hospital at the end of the month. Hopefully they'll figure it out. And just crack on. One step after the other, after the other. Fucking endurance race. Every day.